And now to the average home buyer, that's just a problem. But to you as a real estate investor, that problem actually presents an opportunity for profit. Problems equal profit. And all you need to do is become a problem solver. So that's why you need an exterminator to become your new best friend. Hey guys, Matt McKeever here, and so today's topic is networking. And so I'm sure this is a topic a lot of us love to hate. I know myself, I used to hate networking. I just never really saw the value in it. I never really got a lot of value from it. You know, I think a lot of us that have been to a couple networking events will came across those people that just trade business cards. You know, they're just handing out business cards. First thing they do, they shake your hand and hand you a business card. You haven't even met them yet. You haven't learned their name. You don't know what they do. You don't even know if it makes sense for you to network with them, but they're making sure you get that business card because that way you have it, I guess. And then you go home and you take that pocket full of business cards and you just throw them. And I mean, like if you're me, you just like throw them away probably, or throw them in a drawer and never look at them again. And there's really no value in this type of networking. So the point of this video is to teach you how to become an effective networker. And specifically, this is part 3 of a whole playlist. Click right there if you want to check out the first 2 videos in this series. But this whole playlist is about how to find private deals and how to get private deals under contract, how to get fantastic deals. And so in my opinion, the best opportunities you're going to find are going to be a result of private deals. And that's why building up a system to get yourself private deals is so important, especially if you want to take your real estate investing to the next level, especially if you want to have a multi-family portfolio. It's going to be really important for you to start finding fantastic opportunities. And the best way for you to find those opportunities is through private deals. So let's jump into it. So what's the goal of networking? What's our purpose for networking, particularly for private deals? Well, it's really to create awareness. We want to create awareness so that people know that we're in the habit of buying properties. We also want to create awareness of what type of properties we're buying. Yes, you probably want to just let people give you as many opportunities, as many deals as possible, but you also want them to start pre-vetting them for you once you start getting a bunch of leads. If you're focused on flipping, you don't want necessarily to be buying a sixplex. And if you're focused on BRRRRs, you don't want to buy a turnkey rental. Not only is it important that people know that you're a real estate investor, that they know you're the real estate guy or the real estate gal, you also want them to know what type of real estate you're doing. Are you interested in buying out of state? Are you only interested in your city or only a specific neighborhood in your city? Real estate can have all sorts of niches, so it's important that when you're networking with people that you're creating awareness and you're making them aware of both who and what you are and what you're looking for. But the biggest problem I see with a lot of people when they're networking is they're networking without having a purpose. So they're just thinking that if they collect the most business cards, if they shake the most number of hands, that they've succeeded in networking. No, that's the complete wrong mentality to approach with. No. That's completely the wrong approach to networking. It's not about getting the most stats. It's about getting the most deep, valuable connection. And so often at a networking event, you might only get a chance to talk to 1 or 2 people, but those are deep connections. If you're really talking to someone that maybe has potential to help you or that you can help them, that's where you're going to get really effective in networking. It's not just about collecting those business cards. It's not just about shaking hands. It's not just about kissing babies. It's about accomplishing what you're setting out to do. And in this case, in this example, for this video series, we're going to be focused on finding private deals. So who should you be networking with in order to find those fantastic private deals? Well, let's jump into it. So even if you're not interested in finding private real estate deals, I still want this to be a useful video for you. So in this video, we're really going to approach networking from the perspective of approaching it like a system, creating a system, and really being methodical with how we go about networking. So if you want to be a real estate investor and you want to start finding fantastic private deals, who should you be networking with? So let's really break things out. What sort of properties do you want? Well, if you're me or focusing on a similar BRRRR investing strategy with multifamily properties, you want to find multifamily properties that are distressed, properties that have been neglected, properties that are being used ineffectively. Essentially what we're looking for is distressed assets that aren't being used to their full potential. We're going to go in there, we're going to buy those assets, and we're going to get them up to their full potential. And because of that, we're going to be able to get our money out and repeat the process all over again. If you're not familiar with my investment strategy, or you've never heard of BRRRR before, definitely click that eye and watch my BRRRR investing playlist. It should break out for you exactly step by step how you can go about BRRRR investing. But one of the best ways to really take your BRRRR investing to the next level is through private deals. So who should we be networking with in order to get those private deals? Well, let's think about the real estate transaction in general. Who do you talk to and who do you deal with when you're buying or selling real estate? Well, for a lot of people, the process kind of looks like this. You talk to a realtor or wholesaler in order to find you a deal, in order to get you in front of the good deals. Then a lot of people then need to get financing, so they're talking to a banker or a hard money lender. Then depending on your level of sophistication, you may bring in a property inspector or a home inspector in order to check out the property. You'll have to get your insurance company through likely in order to get insurance on the property. If you're getting bank financing or hard money lender, there's a good chance they're going to ask an appraiser to come out and look at the property. And finally, you're going to go through a lawyer in Canada at least, or an escrow company in the States in order to close on the property. So if we think about it, all of these people are constantly involved in real estate transactions. They're all involved in potentially dealing with properties that are going to fit the profile of what we're trying to buy. So it makes sense to really try and focus on these people and on getting in front of these people and networking with these people. So let's just kind of take this line by line. So for a realtor, a lot of the newbie investors don't realize this, but a lot of realtors actually have what's called pocket listings. So those are listings that aren't actually on the market yet. Maybe it's a listing that's going to come up next month, but the person's not quite ready to sell. Maybe it's a situation where the person's a hoarder, or for whatever reason, they don't want to let strangers in their house, but they've still told a realtor that they're interested in selling. But tons of realtors have these pocket listings. Often these pocket listings present a great opportunity to buy. Again, there's likely a greater transfer information asymmetry. If you watch part 1 of this video series, I broke out for you exactly what information asymmetry is and why it's so powerful. Click that eye if you haven't already watched that series. I highly recommend it. So with realtors, probably the best way is just reach out to them. So either like go to open houses, introduce yourself to realtors that are at open houses, or if you'd like an advanced tip, I recommend setting a goal for yourself and contacting X number of realtors a week. Coaches and gurus, they'll recommend you contact 10 or 50 realtors a week. Figure out what you're trying to accomplish and then try and reverse engineer that. So if you want to get one private deal a month, how many realtors do you think you need to talk to in order to get that pocket listing that's going to represent a great opportunity? And then start contacting that number of realtors a week. So again, it's just a matter about setting that criteria. I highly recommend you set it at something like contact 10 realtors a week until you've spoken to everyone in your city, and then just stay in frequent contact with them. But same with wholesalers. Where are wholesalers? Well, you can find tons of them on the internet because a lot of them are advertising their wholesale deals. A lot of them have lists. Send them an email, send them a DM, subscribe to their wholesaling list, and just kind of let them know what you're doing. Have a script in place, and same with realtors, so you can tell them exactly what you're looking for. Make their jobs easy, make their life easy, and then reward you by giving you the good deals. So make them take you serious by making it easy for them to take you serious. And so it really comes down to being professional. Write out a well thought out email, have a script in place describing the type of property you're interested in, as well as kind of what your budget is, what sort of timelines, how fast you can close, what your standard conditions are. Just be really prepared and come off professional to these guys. Same way you want to come off professional to an appraiser or a banker. When you first meet them, even if you have a huge portfolio, even if you're Grant Cardone, if they don't recognize your name, you're just another guy reaching out to them. You're just another gal cold calling them. So you need to make it easy for them to take you seriously. And if you don't know how to write a realtor script, I actually did a video on this previously. Click that eye and you can watch that whole script where I show you exactly the script I used to use when buying multifamily properties to BRRRR. It was actually the first introductory email I ever had with Jeff Wybo. So if you want a little bit more of our origin story, check out that video as well. So then bankers and hard money lenders are also a great opportunity. These people are seeing real estate deals and private real estate deals all the time. They're constantly helping fund these transactions. And they're a great resource for potential pocket listings, or they may know of landlords that are distressed or on the verge of bankruptcy. All sorts of opportunities there again. Bankers, you can just find them in the yellow pages, go into a local branch, and honestly just set a goal for yourself, contact 10 bankers a week, go out there, talk to them, and learn from them. It's also going to be a great opportunity for you to learn more about the financing process, and you need to become an expert on financing or have an expert at financing on your team, particularly if you want to grow up a large real estate portfolio. And with hard money lending, again, these guys are actively looking to lend money out, so they have ads everywhere. They have ads on Kijiji, on Craigslist, they have ads in the newspaper. With these guys, make it easy for them to take you serious. If you're meeting them in person, dress appropriately, speak clearly, be prepared when you show up. Show up on time or early. Oh, the amount of people that shoot themselves in the foot by showing up late. And the thing is, if you show up late, you're flustered and you're just not ready, and then your mind's going a mile a minute, you're thinking about other things. It's just a terrible idea. The classic saying rings true: a failure to plan is a plan for failure. Then a lot of people are going to get a property inspector in order to vet the property before they officially close on it, before they go firm on the deal. This is an amazing opportunity that a lot of people overlook. But these guys are walking through houses every single day. That's their job, to check out properties. Particularly, they're looking at shitty properties that, maybe are a little bit distressed, and they're constantly seeing deals that fall apart because of the fact that the property is not in good enough condition. And now to the average home buyer, that's just a problem. But to you as a real estate investor, that problem actually presents an opportunity for profit. Problems equal profit. And all you need to do is become a problem solver. Find the problem properties, find the private opportunities by networking with property inspectors. Again, it's really easy to get a hold of these guys. They're listed in the yellow pages, they're listed online, they're constantly advertising their services. So reach out to them, build a rapport. Again, set a goal. Maybe you're contacting 10 of them a week, and you're going to get in front of those private deals, get in front of those awesome opportunities. In fact, honestly, some of the best deals I've got is through a property inspector being like, hey, this isn't a bad property, while he's inspecting my property, and we're just chatting and whatever. And then they're like, oh, by the way, did you ever check out that place on Street X? I think that would really be up your alley if you're interested in this property. And then immediately I'm like, Jeff, we need to go Street X and check out this property. And we bought that one property on our first viewing. Actually, one of the deals that I recently bought was through a property inspector, and that's one of the ones Graham walked through with me that I'll actually have an update video coming out shortly for you guys. And I think, I don't want to toot my own horn, and I haven't got all the numbers yet, but I think it was my most successful BRRRR from a percentage standpoint ever. So that was kind of cool. And that was all because I networked with this property inspector that was going through a property of mine. And we were just chatting it up, I was just being friendly. And I wasn't really focused on getting a private deal from him. I was just focused on learning more of his backstory and talking real estate, talking shop. And look what it led to. Insurance companies. That means an insurance agent, insurance broker, someone related to the insurance industry probably went out and checked out that property in order to give insurance on it. So again, they're constantly looking at properties. They're constantly seeing properties that are maybe distressed. And they're also doing claims on properties. So if a property is fire damaged or has wind damage or water damage, they're also the guys out there. So they may also know people that are interested in selling, sellers that are in distressed position that just want out, that want to make all their problems go away. And you can step in and be the problem solver for them. Same thing rings true for appraisers. Appraisers, the insurance company, property inspector, they're all essentially the same sort of source of leads. The appraisers are going through properties every single day. Again, that's their job, is to check out these properties. And again, they're probably seeing properties that can't get financing because they're in such a distressed state. And yet that problem is actually a great opportunity for profit because it means the buyer pool has shrunk so much. Make friends with property inspectors, insurance companies, and appraisers. Huge opportunities. As well, like, there's an opportunity with lawyers. Both the lawyers that are constantly doing foreclosures, but also just lawyers that are doing real estate transactions in general, and lawyers that are doing like family estate planning and stuff. A multitude of options here, and you just need to create a giant funnel so you can get in front of as many opportunities as possible in an effective way. And so networking is one of the most effective ways because you're scaling your time. You're creating a whole army of people to go out there and look for deals on your behalf. And particularly if you're doing it right, you're rewarding these people. You know, you're taking them out for dinner or you're giving them finder's fees depending on the situation, right? It's just amazing what you can accomplish when you build up a huge network, and when you become the nexus of that network, that's like next level shit. So even if you're not interested in real estate investing, I hope that this approach, this systematic approach to networking, will help create value for you guys. Really figure out what you're trying to accomplish with networking, and then break out who are the people that you need to network with in order to get in front of the opportunities that you're seeking. In this case, networking for private deals, we're focused on people that are involved in the real estate cycle. So this is just one aspect of it though. There's a whole other side that we can jump over to. So let's jump over to that now. So another part of the real estate cycle, another part of the landlording process is actually being a landlord. And so in a lot of cases, that kind of looks like this. You have your landlord, property manager deals with tradespeople as well as the tenant. So again, these people are regularly involved with the real estate cycle, and they're involved with real estate on a regular basis, so they present a great opportunity for potential leads on awesome deals. For example, landlords, obviously, if you can find like an old landlord that's let his property become distressed, that he's maybe just postponed a lot of maintenance, deferred a lot of maintenance, there's a huge opportunity there. So where are you gonna find these landlords? Well, unlike the bankers, the appraisers, the home inspectors, landlords often don't have their information up online or in the yellow pages or anything like that. So it can be a little bit harder. But again, there's all kinds of ways that you can get in front of these landlords. You can search through the apartments for rent. Those are posted mainly by landlords and property managers. You can also find a local property management association for your area or a landlord group. Great sources of that are Facebook, Bigger Pockets, Reddit, as well as just talk to other landlords that you already know and find out what other landlords they know. And I guarantee if you live in a decent sized city, say a city of 50 to 100,000 plus, there's going to be a landlord or property management association in your area. And that's going to be a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of networking opportunities. So you definitely need to join that. You definitely need to become a part of it. In addition, property managers. property managers are always dealing with landlords and tenants. The reason property managers are such an amazing resource is a landlord may own one or many properties. A property manager works on a bunch of properties or on some really large individual properties. So either way, there's a huge opportunity there. Property managers are constantly dealing with tenants and landlords. They know the state of the property, and often with distressed properties, with properties that have deferred maintenance, they've been railing and struggling against the landlord trying to get money so they can fix up the property, so they can get better tenants, so they can have an easier, better job. Lots of times, property managers will become one of your biggest champions to helping you get a great deal. Because if that property manager knows you, if they like you, they're going to actively try and sell their current landlord, their current employer, on why they should want to sell to you. Property managers know other property managers. It's just a huge network. You definitely, if you want to find private deals, need to be hitting up property managers. They're one of the best resources. I've got multiple private deals through property managers, and it was a win-win, where the current landlord was distressed, they had backed themselves into a corner, they were about to get foreclosed upon. Property manager knew that, brought me in, I was able to buy the property, stabilize it, keep that property manager on. That landlord didn't lose the property to foreclosure. It's a win-win-win in my opinion. And property managers are some of the best sources of those potential private deals. Property managers are always dealing with tradespeople. And again, tradespeople are constantly out at real estate properties. They're constantly working for landlords. They're constantly seeing income properties as well. Here's like an advanced tip for you guys. Think about what trades are often at distressed properties. I mean, you know, electricians, maybe. Plumbers, a bit more. Roofers, oh, okay. Exterminators. Exterminators are where it's at. You want to become good friends with some exterminators because they're probably going out to problem properties. They're probably going out to properties that have problem tenants. And again, those problems equal huge profits. So that's why you need an exterminator to become your new best friend. And finally, tenants. Tenants are honestly a great resource, both your tenants and other tenants. If you can find a way to get in front of tenants that constantly have problems with their landlord, like whatever board or tenant tribunal or landlord process you have in your city, your state, your municipality, sit in on a couple of those. You might hear a bunch of tenants complaining about their current landlord. That problem is actually a potential profit opportunity. So I hope that kind of got the hamster wheel spinning for you guys on how to approach networking, how to approach finding private deals. But before we wrap this up, I'd like to do maybe just another section of this video, and this is gonna be a little bit more advanced. This is gonna be for if you really wanna take your networking to the next level, if you really wanna create a giant funnel of private deals. What do you need to do? So honestly, networking is great, but the value behind networking is the fact that you're slowly creating a giant army of people that are going out there on your behalf and helping you. They're helping advertise that you're looking to buy distressed properties. They're helping find you distressed properties. All those things. So really, the goal of networking is to have one-to-many conversations, right? You're trying to interact with one person, and then that person goes out and interacts on your behalf, or potentially on your behalf. That's where you're scaling your time. That's how you're scaling your effort. That's where you really take shit to the next level. So how can we have one-to-many conversations? Well, there's really two ways in my opinion. The first one is become the hub. Become the center of the network. Become the guy or the gal that people come to with their problems. Be the person that people come to for a solution. Because often what happens is problems are profits. If people are coming to you with problems, you're gonna find potential profit opportunities. How do you become the hub? Well, there's a handful of ways to do that. In my opinion, it really breaks down to join as many networking opportunities as you can. So join your local landlord organizations, be on BiggerPockets, be on Reddit in order to become the central focus. One of the best things, the most advanced tactic, the most advanced tip I could give you is simply start your own meetup group, particularly if your area is underserved or poorly served. So if you start your own meetup group, you instantly become the hub. You instantly become the people reach out to. You're instantly a leader. People constantly turn to you expecting that. And so like, what have I done? I started Land on Fire. I'm constantly at the BiggerPockets and Lyric meetup to the point where their regular organizers are reaching out to me, asking for my opinions, my input. And it's simply because I'm showing up, I'm putting in the effort, I'm taking the time, and then when I'm there, I'm present. Don't go, like, there is no point to going to networking events, there's no point to take on networking opportunities if you're just gonna sit there then and like play on your phone, right? Like if you're just gonna sit there and play on your phone, you're accomplishing nothing. The goal of networking is to have one-to-many conversations. So if you're not having those conversations, you're wasting your time. Another advanced suggestion I have for you guys is become an expert and become a content creator. Again, there's a ton of value in what I'm doing here by teaching you guys. You know, it instantly creates a level of expertise in the average person's mind towards myself, as well as the content creator I'm constantly having one-to-many conversations here. Because of this YouTube channel, I'm constantly having people reach out to me with private deals, with partnership opportunities, with all that stuff. And I appreciate that. I'm not soliciting that, like it's cool, but I get enough of those emails already. But when you're first starting out, becoming the expert, becoming the content creator, there's a ton of value in that. And there's also like crazy weird spin-off benefits that we can get into in another video. You want to have one-to-many conversations. The best way to do that is by becoming the hub. And one of the best ways of becoming the hub is by starting meetup groups, by becoming a content creator, and by just presenting yourself as an expert and presenting yourself professionally. There's so much value in just having a professional presentation. That doesn't mean you need to go out and buy a $1,000 suit. It just means you need to dress nice. You just need to be clean. You just need to show up on time. You just need to speak clearly. And you just need to know what you're talking about. It's really that simple, guys. So that's networking. What do you think? Did you enjoy this video? What networking tips do you have for the other people out there? And at the very end of this video, I'm going to share one last networking tip, so I hope you stick around to the end of the video. But until next time, I'm Matt McKeever. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Smash that like button if you haven't already. And please remember to share these videos if you're getting value from them. Sharing is caring. It's how I grow my subscriber base, so I really appreciate it when you share it. And the last little networking tip I have for you guys is never waste an introduction. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm John. And you go, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Matt. How's it going? Waste of a conversation. When someone asks you how you're doing and you just say, good, how are you? Waste of an introduction, waste of an opportunity. Instead, when someone goes up to you, meets you, and shakes your hands like, hey Matt, how's it going? It's been a while. What's up? Instead of just being like, oh, it's going well, you know, thanks, what's new with you? Respond with, oh, things are going great, but right now I'm actually looking for a private real estate deal. I've just been having a hard time, you know, I've been like throwing up ads on Kijiji, I've been placing some Facebook ads and networking like crazy, but just haven't found the right opportunity. But I'm really just looking for a multifamily property that, you know, needs some TLC, that needs someone to roll up their sleeves and dive in there and turn it around. So just on that grind, what's new with you? In that little introduction, you became more of a person. You also presented people with a potential problem for yourself, but you gave them an opportunity to solve it for you without asking them to solve it. So if they decide they want to jump into that and help you, and lots of people love helping other people, then great. And if not, they know a little bit more about your backstory now. There's no harm in that either. Maybe next time they're talking to a distressed landlord, they think, oh, hey, like I met this guy Matt one time and he says he's always buying distressed properties off of landlords. They're just sick of it. They just want out. Do you want his number? I mean, you know, do those conversations happen every day? No. But if you're not creating the opportunity, you're never seeing the opportunity. So it's simple as that, guys. Anyways, YouTube wants you to check out the videos down below, and I'd love it if you subscribed if you haven't already subscribed. Anyways, thanks. Bye.